So, this is now my second YouTube video. I showed the first one to my girlfriend yesterday, and yeah, she gave me a bunch of crap for it, saying how pathetically boring it was, and kept waiting for the punchline. But I told her, well, I wasn't talking about anything. I was just an introduction video. I didn't think I was going to get that much flack for it. So this time I've decided to actually talk about something. If you didn't notice in the previous video, I had a septum piercing, silver metal spike that runs through the middle of my nose. I will show some of my jewelry that I have tucked away right here. Let's see, the one I was wearing in yesterday's video was this bad boy right here. That's a 2-gauge, 1.5 inch stainless steel septum spike, which goes in like so. My septum piercing was my second piercing I ever got. My first was my tongue, which I've since retired, and I'll show you a little later why I've retired it. I have other neat septum jewelry, like a steel tube. I have a old pincher, which I sometimes combine with other septum spikes, but I don't have one that's thin enough here at the time. I did upgrade after I stretched my septum. As you can see, this piece is a lot thinner than like the flesh tube, because the flesh tube is actually what my septum's at. It's like 2-gauge, and then I got like a mean, cool, fat pincher from a company called Tribalectic, which produces really awesome body jewelry. After this, I upgraded to a segment ring, which is just a solid ring. It actually requires a screw that goes in through this side. And that one looks really cool. I'm not going to put it in right now because I have to unscrew it, and it's kind of a pain. Oh, at one point I also had, you know, the standard captive bead ring. Oh, sorry, got to put this lower. Captive bead ring for my nose. And then I went out recently and got a Chaos silicone eyelet, which is just like what people normally wear in like their ears if they have stretched lobes. Anyways, my septum is probably my most decorated piece, decoration-wise, just because you know, you can change it and it's right there for everyone to see when you do change it. So I don't know, septum's fun. I got that pierced in Oregon. It's been 4 years now, I think, or coming up on 4 years. Let's see, I have a couple ear piercings. I got a 14-gauge industrials, 12-gauge helixes, both ears. I have my nipples pierced. I don't know if you really care to see those, but, you know, hey, there you go. 12-gauge nipple piercings. Both nipples, but I'm sure you can use your imagination. I have my navel pierced, and I've been stretching that. Now it's currently at 8-gauge. I have a genital piercing, which is called an apodrivia. It's a vertical piercing through the head of the penis, and yeah, I have a big ball on the top and the bottom of my head, and woohoo! And then back to my tongue, which I had pierced and I stretched, and I don't have any of the old jewelry here, but I got it to the point where I could put my pinky finger through my tongue. Since then, I've retired it because I split it. So yeah, I can do all kinds of neat, fancy tricks. I'm really fun at parties, for many reasons. Yeah, so my tongue split I got done in March by a guy named John Durante. He flew out from Seattle to hang out with some friends here in San Francisco, and I found out that since he was here, I asked him. Someone recommended him to me. So I contacted him, and he came out, and yeah, we went and split my tongue, and I enjoy it. It's definitely my favorite modification. It's it feels neat. It looks neat. I have the sensation of two fingers lying together in my mouth at all times, and it's strange. It was strange to get used to at first. I've gotten used to it since, and had almost 6 months now to do that. Anyways, actually no, it's 6 months now. Anyways, so yeah. Oh, and I have two tattoos. Couldn't tell when I was showing off my nipple piercings, skulls. These are done by Jeff Frost in Mountain View, California. He does really awesome work, and I'm planning on going back real soon, by the end of this year, hopefully, and working on a chest piece, which will be a big stone or steel-looking gear with little like pockets punched into it, kind of looking like a beehive, and then I'm going to have little nuts and bolts with wings and legs all flying around it, like a mechanical beehive, organic machine kind of theme. Yeah, and I'm going to go to him because he does really cool shadow work, and I'm probably just going to keep it black and white, but I will probably, or black and gray I should say, but I will probably put some color in. I haven't decided what though, but minimal on the color. Anyways, yeah, a little something more interesting for me to talk about, my body and me punching holes and, yeah, scratching ink into it. So, oh, and cutting it in half in some cases. So anyways, yeah, that's it, and I'll hopefully talk about more interesting things in the future.